welcome to our thin rip jig video series. In this video, we would like to show you how to work with thin, bendable strips for projects like baskets and curved chair backs. To make a basket panel, we need to set up your thin rip jig first. With the power to your table saw off and unplugged, measure from the outside of the blade to achieve your desired width of cut. Then, slide the jig over and lightly secure the knob. Pull the jig back behind the blade and secure the knob the rest of the way to keep the jig from moving in the slot. For your basket panel, determine how many strips you'll need. Then, cut the strips. As you're making these thin rip cuts, take note as to how effortlessly the thin rip jig makes the repetitive thin rip cutting process. You'll have identical thin strips from start to finish. This is perfect for this type of project. Now that your thin strips are cut, let's make a simple panel frame. We pre-glued our panel frame and let it stand overnight. We used pipe clamps and an interior wood glue. For this frame, we only glued up 3 sides of the frame, leaving the top side unglued. This is done so you can have easy access to insert the thin strips. For this particular frame, we chose to use a mortise and tenon joint. A thin slot was cut into each piece to accept the strips of wood we are going to slide into place. It's time to start weaving those strips into the frame. Start by inserting your first strip into the frame. Weave the bendable strip around each vertical strip as we are showing here. Once the first one is complete, continue on with the remaining strips. As you're sliding your thin strips into place, keep in mind that you need to alternate the starting point for each strip so you have a balanced basket weave on your panel. Once your strips are in place and exactly how you want them to look, glue and attach the fourth side of the panel frame. Yeah, that's a good-looking basket panel we made here. Now you can continue on and make the remaining panels for your basket. Okay, now it's time to make a curved chair back using a series of laminated thinly cut wooden strips. Making curved wooden pieces using this laminating method is simple and can be used for a multitude of projects. The handles on the basket we are making can be made this way, and of course the chair back we are about to show you. For this next project, we cut 14 thin strips of oak wood. This wood works very well for furniture in this type of project. It holds its shape incredibly well and doesn't splinter like some wood types can when cut this thin. Again, notice how easy it is to make thin, repetitive cuts using the thin rip jig as your guide. It's time to glue the strips up. Glue the thinly ripped strips of oak wood together to create one solid piece. This process can get a bit messy, so we are protecting our workbench with a silly silicone mat. You can get one online at Amazon.com. We are also using a silly glue roller and tray to make the glue up process much more efficient and easier. The silly glue roller covers larger surface areas a lot quicker than standard glue brushes. We made a template out of some scrap 3/4 inch thick plywood. You'll notice the template has flat-sided holes all the way around to accept as many clamps as possible. Once clamped up and secure, let the laminated workpiece stand and completely dry. Now that your workpiece is dry, remove all of the clamps and take note how well the wood held its shape. Let's get your workpiece ready for the routing process by scraping off excess glue and then sanding. It's time to route all 4 sides of the chair back. We used a 1/4 inch round over bit with a guide bearing. This routing process must be done on a router table for safety purposes. You now have a wonderful looking laminated curved back for your chair. Of course, this was all made possible by using the original thin rip jig as your guide. Get your thin rip jig today.